Mick Jagger, the legendary frontman of the Rolling Stones, isn't just famous for his electrifying performances on stage, but also for his wild behavior off stage. And yes, even his own bandmates weren't safe from it. One of the most infamous stories involves Charlie Watts, the band's drummer, who passed away on August 24th, 2021. Calm, classy, and always well-dressed, Charlie wasn't someone you'd expect to lose his temper. But Mick Jagger managed to do exactly that. The story comes from Keith Richards' 2010 memoir, Life. At the time, the Rolling Stones were going through a rough period and even considering breaking up. During one heated moment, Mick belittled Charlie with a comment that would stick for years. "None of this should matter to you, because you're just my drummer." That line would come back to haunt Mick years later, in 1984, during a chaotic night in Amsterdam. After a night of heavy drinking, Mick, wearing Keith Richards' jacket, decided it was a good idea to call Charlie in the early hours of the morning. Keith warned him, "Don't call him at this hour." But Mick ignored the advice and said, "Where's my drummer?" But instead of yelling or arguing, Charlie did something unexpected. Still furious about being called Mick's drummer, he calmly got out of bed, took a shower, shaved, put on one of his finest Savile Row suits, sprayed on cologne, and marched down the hotel hallway. Keith Richards opened it, and there stood Charlie Watts, perfectly dressed, sharp, and silent. Without even looking at Keith, Charlie walked straight into the room and went for Mick. His message was short and crystal clear. "Never call me your drummer again." Then, without hesitation, Charlie grabbed Mick by the lapels of Keith's jacket and punched him. The blow sent Mick flying backward, nearly out of a window overlooking the Amsterdam Canal. At the last second, Keith grabbed his jacket and pulled Mick back to safety. Charlie, still furious, shouted, "Why did you stop him?" Keith replied calmly, "Because that's my jacket, Charlie." Keith later admitted it took him a full 24 hours to calm Charlie down. Even after being escorted back to his room, Charlie was still muttering, "Forget it. I'm going back down to do it again." Despite the explosive incident, Mick Jagger and Charlie Watts eventually made peace and remained close friends until Charlie's passing.